Welcome back. Time for a little softball. Mardela, pretty good program.
Yes.
Looking to get back to their first state title game since 2012. Corey Shiles leading the way as they took on Boonsboro. It was the battle of the Warriors, and it would be a great start for Mardela. Casey Goshorn, bam, bam, gonna bam. Hits it to right there as Sidney Gertson wheels comes around and scores for an RBI single. But Boonsboro came right back in a big way. Carly Payne gets into one right here with the bases loaded in the second. That brought in both Brooke Singleton as well as Hannah Knight, and they weren't done just yet. Laura Longbeam, that is a solid name right there, sends a shot to center as Payne would score. They went on a 9-0 run as they opened up a 8-run lead, but Mardela down and not giving up. Huge moment here. Bases loaded for Megan Roy, sends a shot to short. Bailey Littleton runs in front of the shortstop. Everyone was safe. Then the umps ruled it interference, taking away the run. The third out of the inning. Mardela, though, not going away. 6th inning, bases loaded for Gertson, sends one up the third base line for Amber Lovelace and Mackenzie Despennett to score. Then after a sac fly, they climbed within 4 after Bam Bam slapped one to right for an RBI base knock. But it is tough to come back from down 8, and they just could not do it. The pop-up here ends it in the 7th. Mardela's run comes to an end, 9-5 the final.
Sussex Central Lake Forest round 1 of the DIAA playoffs. Down 2-0. Sussex Central's Carly Warren hitting a blooper to short. They take a 3-2 lead. 5th inning, Sussex Lake will be trailing. Maya Maddox hitting a grounder to center. Throw gets past the catcher and wheels. Maddox coming all the way around to score. Brooke Glandon, she's going to add another one for Lake with a solo home run. Only her second of the day. She did more than I did all day. Makes it a 6-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th now, Central's Morgan Burton going to take a 2-run home run to left. They cut Lake's lead to 7-5. But I tell you what, this young lady played her game. Lake starting pitcher Caitlin Starr is going to get the strikeout to win it. Lake wins 7-5. They will face Concord on Tuesday.
And Polytech, they were taking on Caesar Rodney and beat Panthers early on. Amanda Wacious rips this one to center. That's an RBI base knock that scores Whitney DeMora. And then Haley Freeze would add a solo shot before the Panthers would look to keep that lead with a little defensive plays. Drops in off an error, but the center fielder comes up firing right there as Morgan Dodge guns her down at the plate. Back come the Riders, though. Rosalind Burton with an RBI single. That scores Jordan Mosley, made it a 1-run game. Riders then would take the lead after Kendall Lewis lays down the perfect bunt. That brings in a run. Heads up play by the Panthers, though. They stick with it in turn 2 to get out of the inning. Bottom 7 now, tying run at second. But that's how this thing's going to end right there. Alyssa Ball gets the strikeout. The defending champs go down. Riders get the upset, 4-3.
Kate Henlopen home taking on Red Lion. All Lions early on in this one. Caroline Palantino gets a hold of one in the 3rd for a solo home run. A little bit after that, her sister Courtney Palantino would rip one to center. That would drive in another run. Kate down, but they would finally get the bats out. Kaylee O'Neal Wiley going to hit a home run right here to cut into that lead, and then they would get a little bit more back. 2 RBI double right here by Jordan Burden to center. That's going to score Sydney Ostrowski and Brianna Bailey. But I tell you what, this young lady, Abby Smith, let me just go ahead and say the stat line. 3 for 3, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs.
Yeesh.
Kate gives up a season high in runs. They fall 14-5 the final.
Kent Murphy would have been proud of that game. 6 dingers.
Yes.
That is ridiculous. Well, Sussex Tech, speaking of dingers, was taking on Hodgson Votech, and it was all the second seed Ravens in that thing. 9-2 the final. They advanced with that dominant performance. Jakaya Sample had a 2-run homer, as well as Riley Shockley. She also had a dinger. A lot of those going around today.
You threw me off a little bit, man, but definitely Sussex Tech, I look for them to make it far in this tournament with the way they hit the ball with power.
They're going to have a chance. A lot of the other upsets across the bracket, they got a pretty easy route the rest of the way. Well, easy as you'd be in this tournament, it feels like, anyway.
It's too bad.
Well, it's time for our last commercial break, but coming up on the other side, it's time for our big finish, our top plays of the day. Keep it right here.
Hi, I'm Julius White, Washington High starting pitcher, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.